To print or not to print? That is the question. That's a question I've wrestled with so much in my career, and it's changed. The market has changed. The world has changed. The types of prints have changed. Um, a long time ago, when I was très young, um, prints meant printmaker, intaglio, serigraphs. If you don't know what a serigraph is, before it became a photographic adventure, serigraphs, if you could imagine, take a painting, take one of your paintings, and try to determine how many different hues there are in that painting. If there are six, maybe or 11, maybe you're a Nagel. You have very small palette, or not in your mouth, but a number of colors in your work. Uh, there may be 140 and everything in between. What a serigraph basically is a stencil for each color and its placement on your composition. So if you could imagine picking out all the spots and shapes on your painting that are yellow, and then creating a stencil, something that's non-permeable that you can't see through, and cutting out very carefully all of the spots to match up exactly with where the yellow is on your painting. Um, and then do it for the red, the blue, and then on a archival piece of paper, um, set up one stencil at a time, print that or squeegee that ink onto it, that color, take the stencil off, let that dry, then put that paper, make sure it's indexed exactly right, put the next stencil for red on there, do that, and keep doing that for. At the end of the process, you'd have a 6 color, 10 color, 24 color serigraph. Um, Now that's a printing process. Another one is an intaglio or an etching. Now they do that serigraphy with photosensitive material, so you don't have to cut out of it. And they take photographs and they separate the photographs into colors, and they make a stencil with a photographic paper that, when they put in a solution, just etches away the spots where that particular color is. Anyway, same time consuming. Most publishers, most people who create serigraphy of that nature won't even talk to you about a print unless you're doing a minimum run of like 40,000, because it's so labor intensive. The same is true with other forms of printmaking. Um, and then along comes bubble jet printers and color laser printers and the iris printer, and then the giclée, which is basically a bubble jet printer with lots of colors in it that can be printed on paper or canvas, archival or whatever. So now the idea of a fine art print, it's been in flux for a while. So that's the printing, the mechanical aspect of it. The artist aspect of it, again, comes down to your decision on the market. Are you going to be market driven? Are you not? Uh, when I was younger, a younger artist, selling prints of your work devaluated the work. And that's still true in many cases. If you have a painting, maybe I like to paint large, so maybe you have a 6 foot by 8 foot painting. You've spent months working on it and gone back into it over and over again, and it's out there in the world where people would find it, or you're going to shows and you're showing whatever. Um, but it's a big painting, and even though you're priced competitively, it's a big painting. It's going to be in the thousands, and not everybody has that money to spend on that work. Um, but you need to pay the rent. So, should you go to one of these high quality sites and put up a high resolution image so that they can sell 8 by 10s and 12 by 16s and 18 by 24 prints on paper or on canvas, giclée? Um, I mean, the image may be very popular, but nobody's coming up with the cash to buy it. But maybe if they could get a print of it, they would. That's becoming a tougher and tougher question because of the market, because of whatever. I caved in, um, but I'm trying to do it in an honorable fashion. I'm trying not to print the art that I value most as far as being truer to my sensibility as an artist, to be printed on coffee cups. I do have art that's on copy cuts, but it's the stuff that I did that was more commercial, that was in a commercial gallery, that was an adventure for me to paint, and I was learning, teaching myself things. Um, but it's not my, I don't want to say it's not my best work. What I'd rather say is it's not the work that I believe in most. That's most representative of my gut as an artist, my self-reward. Remember? Um, so my only caution to you is, first of all, decide if you're going to be a market-driven artist. There are lots of very successful, money successful, and personality and persona and recognizable celebrity. We're driven by celebrity in this culture. Artists who make paintings specifically with the idea or the at the outset that they are going to make, like I said, 40,000 of these. They're going to make them as posters that are going to go in museum stores. They're going to go, they're going to put a bunch of prints and rolled up stuff, whatever, in bookstores, and they sell. They do really, really well. They work with their publishers and they make art because of the quantity, because of the demand for return on investment. If a printer or publisher is going to get involved with you, you will have to create work that is populous, that is very easily digested, very little content, commercial work. Nothing wrong with that, but make that decision before you jump into printmaking. If you want to make the prints yourself, that's a whole other story. Now you're creating original works like Jasper Johns does, and he takes a theme maybe of some paintings he did, but he goes into a print studio, works with a print master, and creates copper etchings. They're completely new pieces of work, and he manipulates them. Well, that's printmaking, but that's not making prints. Does that make sense? In other words, you're not just duplicating an effort in another way. Um, I don't know. That's hard to talk. You know what I mean, I hope. If not, make comments. I'll clear it up. Um, so to print or not to print, it's up to you. Be careful. If you enter the print market, know what you're saying about your work and what your expectation is. Maybe you experiment. Maybe you have a work that you prize and no one's buying, and you go, well, maybe if I make it available as a print, and then 6 months later the print isn't selling. Well, then I'd say stop offering it as a print, because it's devaluating your work, and wait till somebody wants the original. I don't know. You have to come to terms with that on yourself. It's really difficult these days to make a decision. My driver in this situation would be whatever you choose to do, try to do it at the highest level of quality and professionalism that you can. That applies to everything you do. So that's my advice on that. I hope that helps. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.